Everybody that knows me knows that I think Messi is the undisputed GOAT of world football. When you combine his skill set, the fact that he's able to create and score, and you look at the trophies he's accumulated, both at a personal level and as a team, combine that with the longevity of his career, that he's been at the top for 15 years, I really don't think anybody comes close. What I want to do in this video is look at some of the arguments and criticism that people have tried to make to discredit his status as the GOAT, and just show you how illogical these narratives are. If you love Messi and you enjoy my content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's look at these silly narratives. Let's start with one of my favorite stupid arguments to analyze. The argument that because Messi's never done it in the Premier League, he can't be the GOAT. And it is just one of the worst takes I have ever heard surrounding the Messi and Ronaldo debate. Messi has 27 goals and 6 assists in 36 appearances against the Premier League top 6. And he's played these teams at the highest level of competition in the Champions League, which is the most prestigious tournament for club football. All of the great teams that have come out of the Premier League in the last 15 to 20 years, if you think about them, Messi has destroyed them at some point and at some level. Let's look at Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United team. That is one of the best teams to ever grace the country. With the way they dominated domestically and the fact that they had success in Europe, there's no doubt that they're one of the best teams. And Messi has destroyed them in 2 separate finals. In Champions League 2009, where he literally went head-to-head with Cristiano Ronaldo, who at the time people thought was the best player in the world, and he scored that beautiful header in Rome against Edwin van der Sar, helping Barcelona win the Champions League. And then they met again in 2011. That Manchester United team only lost the Premier League title that season by 1 point, and they go on and win the Premier League the next season. But they got completely outplayed by that Barcelona team. And yes, at the end of the day, it is a team sport. Messi didn't single-handedly destroy these guys, but the fact that he was able to do what he did against the highest level of competition would make it very obvious that he would do just fine in the Premier League. When he's destroying Manchester United, what makes you think that he wouldn't destroy a team like Bournemouth or Brentford or Everton on a Wednesday evening? Unfortunately, that's the argument that Ronaldo fans and certain Premier League fans want you to believe, that because Messi hasn't played against Sheffield Wednesday on a Sunday morning game, that he can't do it in the Premier League, when the reality couldn't be further from the truth. Look at other top Premier League teams. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool team. Lionel Messi put on one of the greatest Champions League matches I've ever seen in that first leg. Yes, the team ended up collapsing in the second leg, but what Messi did to Klopp's Liverpool team, a team that ended up winning the Champions League that year, is incredible. Then you want to look at Pep's Manchester City team, a team that has been so dominant against everyone else domestically. Again, go to YouTube, go and watch previous games, what Messi did to Pep's Manchester City team. And then you look at even Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. Any team that you think dominated in the Prem or was an incredible team out of the Premier League, there are full game footages and YouTube clips of Messi destroying them on the biggest stage. Now we transition to yet another narrative that was pushed a lot, which is that Messi can't do it without Xavi and Iniesta. Now, first of all, as a side note, this sort of argument is always really dumb, because all the best players in the world and the best teams in the world are composed of elite players. You can't achieve success in a team sport if the guys around you suck. So just as a whole, this argument is dumb. But Messi was able to achieve success without them. So Xavi left Barcelona after the treble-winning season in 2014-2015. The very next season, Barcelona and Messi won the league. So there is success without Xavi. Iniesta goes to Japan in 2018. The very next season, Barcelona wins the league again with Messi. And there's no Neymar there, there's no Xavi, there's no Iniesta, just Messi's greatness combined with the rest of the Barcelona team playing very solid. The only reason that at times we say Messi carried that Barcelona team, we know it's a team sport, it's just it felt like at times the attacking burden was all on his shoulders. Everything was going through him. That's why every single game he was winning man of the match. That's why he was dominating the goals and assist categories. That is also why after he left, Barcelona spent 2 seasons in Europa League. Because I know people are going to say, well, where's his Champions League since those guys were gone? We haven't seen anybody single-handedly carry a team to Champions League greatness. And the fact that what I just told you, that Barcelona ended up in Europa League their first 2 seasons without Messi, should tell you all you need to know about the expectations of that team. All that happened was Messi left. And yet that team went from being a favorite in the Champions League to a team that was in Europa League. if that doesn't show you Messi's value and how much he had to carry, then I don't really know what to tell you. Also, I want to add, while Messi had been at Barcelona his entire career pretty much until the last few years at PSG, the system, the coaches, and the players around him constantly changed. The role he played and the system he played in under Pep is very different than what he played under Luis Enrique, and it's very different under someone like Tata later on. It was not the same Barcelona system. And I think it's funny that people try and discredit him for staying at one club when we praise managers all the time for staying with one team. If you stay with one team, it doesn't necessarily mean it's always a comfort zone. The tactics change, players come in and out, managers come in and out. So it does take a good sense of adaptability to still be able to maintain success, even if it's in the same club. Because, as I said, the Barcelona team that achieved success in 2011 is very different from the team in 2015. And that team is very different from the team in 2018. Sports, the time frames are a lot shorter. Things change on a monthly basis, let alone in years. So just because he stayed there doesn't mean that it was just all one system that he was comfortable with. And now we get to my favorite criticism of Messi that he silenced, and that was his success with Argentina. People for so long questioned his nationalism, his pride for his country. Why can Messi win everything domestically, but he can't achieve any of that success internationally? And in the last 3 years, he silenced every single one of those pieces of criticism, winning the international treble. Something that even me, as one of the most devoted Messi fans, questioned whether he could do. Copa America in 2021, Finalissima next year. Yes, I am counting that as a major trophy. They beat the European champions. And then finally, the Holy Grail, the World Cup. It really felt like the pressure of 15 years that had been building on his shoulder, he was relieved of it. Putting together an incredible World Cup campaign. And don't listen to the haters that are trying to make this seem like a 7-game tournament. Every professional footballer dreams of winning the World Cup, and Messi did it as the best player in the tournament at the age of 35. He put together a campaign that will be remembered forever, and if you want to downplay his performances to mere penalties just as a coping mechanism, go ahead. But the rest of us that watch the games, we know the impact Messi had, and it was so good for him because domestically, you couldn't criticize anything. He won every single trophy there is to win, all those Ballon d'Ors, the Champions Leagues, the La Liga titles. But internationally, there was always a hole. And I just know for him, the last 3 trophies that he won for Argentina are probably the sweetest of his career. He can retire in peace now, knowing that there is literally nothing people can say to question his legacy. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. These haters will find new ways to try and discredit Messi's achievements. Because if you're somebody at this stage that doesn't think Messi's the GOAT, well, nothing's going to change that. That's just how you feel. That's just your opinion. I just wanted to analyze how illogical and dumb some of these takes and narratives are. Because unfortunately, some people are just casuals. They buy into them. The whole argument that the World Cup was rigged, the penalty for Argentina jokes, World Cup being a 7-game tournament. When they first came out, I thought people were laughing at them. I thought it was just a funny joke. But as time goes by, you notice more and more casuals feeding into this narrative. So what I wanted to achieve in this video was just to analyze and look at some of these criticism and just see how much they lack logic and how they really don't make sense. Us Messi fans, we already know he's the GOAT. If you don't think he's the GOAT by now, nothing I say will make that different. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. The support means a lot to me, and hopefully I can produce more videos like this for you guys. Thanks for watching.